Then I turn around and say, guess who is here?
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary, diary politico. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra yìí. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí Presided bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra yìí.
Today. Hello there. So good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining me or joining us. So it is Maiyegun Live. And I have with me today here the African Wahala. So we are both, going to be rubbing minds on random topics and all that, especially as it pertains to the contraption, Nigeria. So African Wahala, you want to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Peace. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
So that's grand. So thank you so much, everyone. The description of this broadcast is not so much. So which simply means that, it's just a part of the happenings. So others are just going to be like a randomly, sort of curated and then charted, so to say. But the writer for this broadcast is the return of Obasa. Obasa returned to Lagos, House of Assembly today with a massive drama that seems to have caught his opposition, or should I call them his own adversaries now. Call them unaware. You remember that Obasa was removed when he was in America, we heard. Some said he was in Canada, but he was in America. So, and the removal of Obasa was ratified by Sanwo-Iku, as well as their GAC in Lagos. So ever since then, they have been pushing Meranda here and there to look for legitimacy, so to say. But Obasa, when Obasa came back, he said, no, it's not been removed. Some said maybe Obasa has, have Tifnumbu's, nude. Because they said the guy went straight. He wanted to go and see Tifnumbu he wanted to go and see Tifnumbu in Dubai. So he was fenced. He didn't see Tifnumbu. Then he tried to see Tifnumbu in Nigeria as well. From the grapevine, they said it was also fenced. But others are saying that no, he actually met with Tifnumbu, where Tifnumbu told them to go and reinstate him. That was denied. They said no, that was not true. Okay. Then the next drama we witnessed was when the DSS took over the State House of Assembly. All right. And Meranda and all of them, they had to fight their way in and all that. So some people are now like, okay, did Tifnumbu actually approve the removal of Obasa or not? Or the power play within their Lagos APC is completely out of control, and some other group that are, that are going after Obasa right now, I believe not to be as strong as him. And all of this is happening because Obasa wants to be governor. All of that, so don't forget all that factors. So they now set up a reconciliatory team led by Akande, BC Akande. So BC Akande and others, they said they met with Obasa and others as well. And in their conclusion, they said Obasa should be allowed to return. This was just about 3 days ago that Obasa was allowed to return. And therefore, Meranda should resign. She denied that too, said, no, nothing like that happened. Okay. So fast forward to 3 days later, which is now today, when Obasa, that had no single member of the house on his side, today, Obasa now have 4 members on his side. So something is cooking, and I like it. I do. So Obasa that did not have any House of Assembly member on his side, where 38 House of Assembly members supported the removal of Obasa, suddenly he has 4 of them, plus himself, they are now 5. So it's like they are recreating the River State scenario, Fubara and Werewike. So which is interesting. So it is actually how you see, African Wahala. It's actually how he entered the state of the assembly today. The dramatic way he entered. You know, before now, it was like these House of Assembly guys were in control of the place. Obasa was done for. They broke into his office and all of that, right? But when Obasa showed up, the last time the DSS showed up, right? They said it was because Obasa said it was coming, right? So now, Obasa didn't show up that day. Today that he showed up, he took over the entire complex. His own House of Assembly, his fellow members that were not loyal to him, they blocked them out. Those who were loyal to him were allowed to come in. And then Baba Alaye sat and presided over the house. So right now, they have two speakers in Lagos. Meranda, Obasa, I'll show you. I have the clip of his, because the way I see it, right, is like an invasion. You know, it's like an invasion whereby I say, so everybody started running. And then he took over everywhere, Papa. Like that. So I'll show you. You see, he's got his own police guys. Everybody's still protecting him, Papa. See, he went on and sat on the seat of the speakership. And business of the day, what's the business of the day, and all of that stuff. But he actually gave an interview though when he arrived. So let me show you that one. Outside the gate, right, he's got his own supporters. His supporters were there singing on your mandate, Faramo, Muda, Mofaramo, something like that. But let me show you him here. First, the gates.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
No going back, no going back. They have decided to follow Muda. And where is Muda? Why is Muda back with all the security, personnel, gun wielding policemen and all that? protecting him like he's still a speaker. So what is cooking? Here is what Obasa himself had to say.
Napo? Hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. Yeah. So why is it? Hold on. Are you there, Napo?
You've been away for some time.
Been away for a while.
I was on vacation.
Okay, so I know you are here. The house is in recess. Can you?
Which house?
So
Well, as you rightly said, I'm here. So as I'm here, it simply means the house is on.
Well, sir, on social media, we have it information flowing that you barged into this premises.
Confirm it now.
So we're trying to confirm from you. Can you tell us exactly?
So what are you implying? Are you saying that I broke it or I broke the door to get access? Is that what you are saying?
I don't know.
So
sir.
I go and confirm now. If you have had, then confirm from your source. He will do what? Yeah. Allege. Will do what? Must prove.
So you are back. Have you been reinstated? Are you back now?
I've told you repeatedly, I've never been removed. There's nothing like impeachment. So I don't know what you are saying. I've said this openly.
Sir.
That everybody, remove, what is it called? Impeachment or whatever, or removing is all democratic and constitutional. But in doing that, to achieve that, you must follow the due process. Nobody is against. I'm not against being removed. If I do that, then I'm not democratic. But all we are saying, let us go through the normal process and achieve that. So if we do, fine. That's just, I'm not against anybody. I don't have anything against anybody. All my colleagues, they've always been my brother. They have always been loyal. They've been dedicated. A strong commitment to serve the people of Lagos. I will continue to do that together. For me, I have no reservation, nothing against anybody, and no intention of victimization. So
okay, so
you
took the house to the court.
What is the case about? What is the case about?
About your removal.
I don't have anything like that.
Okay, sir, are you not disturbed that currently members of the party, they are now being pitched against one another over this crisis?
No, our party is one. We are all brothers and sisters.
But we just had
it's a family party. Everybody is entitled to his or her. Thank you.
So what's next?
The African Wahala. Where's it going to be your own reaction if you want to react?
You see, Ba, let me start with the level of impunity. These guys are so brazen that they use the police that is supposed to be used for the general public as their private security. Now, the police that doesn't get that job as a private security of a corrupt politician is going to be poor. So you are incentivized to become a private security for a VIP. Second aspect, I'm looking at all those people outside the fence singing. It sounded like a praise and worship song. You know the songs they sing in churches? And they are singing for Muda. It's so bad. It looked, when you find people that are so ignorant, they are happy to be slaves.
So I call them voluntary slaves, because you see, sometimes people need to understand that in a space of willing buyer, willing seller, there's always going to be a trade. So in this regard, you see the criminals in Nigeria are so lucky. To start with, they are so lucky, right? To be from Nigeria, okay? But there are enablers, willing voluntary slaves. The ones that will ask you, now who sent you? She will send you. Who sent you? Leave us alone. And our own oppressor is better than your own oppressor, kind of people. Those are the ones you saw on the gates.
And those people at the gate, so unfortunate, many of them are willing to lay down their lives.
Yes, now.
For these corrupt politicians that have destroyed their lives. What an irony. What an infinite.
And
loop.
you know, to even make the matter, I don't want to say laughable because it's not funny, but to make the matter worse, right? Obasa is accused of mismanaging 57 billion naira. That's how much it is mismanaged. From that money, he is accused of constructing one gate with 17.9 billion naira, nearly 18 billion naira to construct a gate. Maybe that is the gate. Those ones are like behind here, possibly. Sure you get.
Yeah.
So there are willing slaves. So in a market where you have willing buyer and willing seller, a trade will always happen.
So is Obasa not in court for some other case or currently?
Well, you know, the first one is that he was arrested by the EFCC for mismanaging 50-something billion naira. So he was supposed to go to court. So he was there for 2 days. But surprisingly, after 2023 charade, that case just kind of like just cooled down or gone until from nowhere, the assembly decided to remove him based on the allegation of the EFCC. So he is now saying, if you are using the EFCC case to say I am corrupt, I am this, that, EFCC have no get case against me again. And you did not even give me chance to defend myself against all those allegations. What you did was a coup. You removed me because you knew I wasn't in the country and you knew I couldn't put up a defense. And that is unacceptable. So he went to court. He's in court.
You know what? At the end of the day, this is just another evidence that it's not about making the society a better place. It's not about the betterment of the environment or the lives of the people. It's about themselves. Then they are willing tools. Their slaves give them power.
Yes.
So I encourage people, if you have some of that behavior in you, consciously.
So make you change.
Yeah, change your ways.
Because you are doing yourself, all right? So then his godfather, Tifnumbu, there's been fingers pointed at his direction as well. Like, what's going on? Is this the implosion time of this Lagos fraud they put together? Is the house about to implode? Because number one, Obasa is considered as one of the strongest ally of Tifnumbu. He is also considered as untouchable. That's why a lot of people are shocked that these guys were able. So the Tifnumbu gave the blessing to remove him. They parted ways. But don't forget that primarily it was because they said Obasa wanted to be governor of Lagos, remember? And Sheyi wanted to be governor. So and Obasa kept saying, some people are trying to stop him, that he is not too young to be governor and he has the experience. That's the foundation problem. That is what the public is told. But on the other side as well, he has this personal grouse with Sanwo-Ikpu, because he believes that Sanwo-Ikpu was just an errand boy. Like what they have done to make Tifnumbu's political kingdom to be what it is. Somebody like Sanwo-Ikpu shouldn't be appointed as governor. So he never treated him with that kind of respect. And because of that, Sanwo-Ikpu himself is like, I can't deal with him. So they call him Emperor. So what is now going on if 3 weeks or so after is removed, he still has this kind of clouds to enter the status of assembly, chase everybody out. I'll show you his colleagues who were locked out. I'll show you. We're complaining that they were locked out. This is unbelievable that if our leaders have decided something, they should have told us. This shouldn't be happening, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Thank and appreciate the press for doing your duty, despite all the intimidation, for being here to still see us. This is Lagos, and this is Lagos State House of Assembly. We are approached by our leaders that we should remain calm and take things easy until the approach. But we are shocked to see what is happening today, and we are still expecting them to come and tell us where he went wrong or what really went wrong.
we won't take laws into our hands. Just like I told the staffs that they should not take laws into their hands. But we all belong to different constituencies, and we have our mandates. And whatever has to happen, the leadership should speak with us, and not discourage that we are seeing. We are not happy, and we are already demystified. We are shocked to see what is happening, despite the fact that this is Lagos. This is the center of excellence. This is where everything starts and it stops. We've been law-abiding. We've not gone out of our way. We've not done anything against the state or against anybody. But we also want to be respected, to be given our dignity, to be shown that we were elected. So I'm appealing to the leadership of our party that we cannot continue this way. We are all here, you can see us. These are honorable members, few of us that are not here are here. So anything that happens, they've taken us to court. And it is for us to let the process follow its due course. But what we are seeing today is a parade. It's uncalled for. It's an embarrassment. Because for me to even enter the gate, I was stopped. I told my security operatives that I cannot enter the House of Assembly. It's an embarrassment. And this must stop. We've said it clearly. We are not against the leadership's decision. But they should call us and tell us to our face. And not us hearing rumors. They are not against the leadership's decision. It is the leadership. They took us here. They are our leaders, and we still stand. They nominated us, and we still stand with their decisions. But not to do it this way. We are embarrassed. So thank you, gentlemen.
We hereby reject Obasa.
We reject Obasa.
We reject Obasa. We reject him.
Thank you very much. We reject him.
We reject him. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are those supposed to be the top politicians of Lagos that are looking like?
No, they are like political stooges. All right. It's a place where somebody can just be like, leader, Omo mi iṣẹ́ di láti Canada. Fẹ́ kó lọ ṣe rep. They say, okay, Wolomo Alaji, what's your name? Say, I'm Prince Adewale. Oh, Prince Adewale, okay. Well, because of your father, you'll be our next rep. So when you go there, when you become that rep, you just have to listen to them. Just like when you are talking, you'll be saying our leaders.
Yes.
Our leaders. Just see, we must make sure that what our leaders must, that's how they play their politics in that place. So you don't have the mind of your own per se.
The politics, and you see, you'll find a lot of people that say stuff like, oh, I'm a political analyst. I understand the Nigerian politics. You don't understand Nigerian politics. You need to play the political game. This is not a kind of politics that anybody should be proud of.
No.
This is a politics that shows a society that is lawless. Because how can factions of politicians be fighting for their own personal gain? And then at the end of the day, they can turn everything upside down.
Like institutions, though. The House of Assembly is like an institution on its own, the institution of government.
Yeah,
but it is populated by rogues. All right. And that's why you see them, why they are desecrating institutions. They will tell you it's a family matter. You get it now? Like it's a family matter. We'll sort it out among ourselves. They can go as far as destroying the entire building or structure, what have you, in their fight.
That's what.
And there's no consequences.
They did that in River State.
Yeah.
In River State, they blew up they started throwing grenades, and it's a mess. Is this a kind of society that anyone should be proud of?
Nobody should be. These are criminals. That's why I call them criminals.
Absolutely.
So talking about his godfather, by the way, the African Wahala. So after the drama of today, so this evening, because they are now in evening right there, right now. Okay. Yeah. So this evening, Obasa now showed up, he phoned in into Sheun's program. Where they were asking him, Sheun is kind of close like your party too now, but he's a very kind of like a funny guy too, but I like him. Sheun, yeah, I like him. So Obasa was a guest there to say, because to Obasa, this impeachment never happened. See, all this drama about being impeached, it never happened. Because our leaders, they said to it, that's to Obasa, that the leaders have said Obasa should go back and be speaker. All this impeachment didn't happen. All right? But to the other side, that's not true.
Yeah.
What we have right now is that we have a new speaker. Obasa should calm down and all of that. And Obasa is just like you don't even understand what they go on. Like, you don't understand the game. So these other guys are now wondering, like, how come? Because usually Ashiwaju don't call them. But Ashiwaju no call them now. They are supposed GAC leaders. There's a group called GAC, the Governors Advisory Council, they call themselves. There are some selected elders like that, right? So when Meranda was made the speaker, they took all of them. I mean, they took themselves to these GAC people for validation. And those ones said, yeah, well, you are the speaker now. Obasa is gone. It's gone forever. So that's that's a validation they've secured. That's why those guys are shocked. When they arrived, okay, Obasa said he was coming a few days ago. So they brought DSS. The DSS that they brought was trying to beat them. And it was like a confused state of things. Like, Shebi, now you called DSS. I thought they want to try to beat you for inside the chamber.
Yeah.
So we weren't clear. Obasa didn't show up that day. So today, the Obasa now showed up. What seemed to have been like concluded for gone, they now shut them out. So how can you shut us out? Like, we thought this whole thing is set to. So if anything has changed, you should have called us again and say, hey guys, don't worry, you are not speaker again. You are not deputy speaker. Everybody go back to the status quo. Obasa is coming back. So they are shocked. They are waiting for their leaders. So when they ask Obasa about it, if Numbu is responsible, listen to this.
People, all the GS, I challenge them.
What would you say to President Bola Tinubu tonight, you appearing on national television, and perhaps the president is watching you right now? What would you say to him? There are those in your party who say he's got your back and he's the one supporting you, and that's the reason for the audacity that was seen recently.
I have been following this man since immediately I left secondary school, and I have pictures during SDP. You know, I contested for post of delegates. So since then, I've always been one of his disciples, and I've not changed tomorrow. I have always been a loyalist, and that will continue. If they are just saying that now, if they are just realizing that now, that means they've not been part of us from Genesis. So that is all. If they are reading meaning,
so I'm saying, are you denying that the president is not supporting you? You are just doing this all by yourself? And I'm giving you an opportunity to be able to speak to the president. That a lot of your party members say he's the one supporting you, he's got your back, and that's why you are able to return.
Shehu, the president has more than enough on his table to take care of than to tinker with the problem of Lagos State House of Assembly. But I will always respect him as my father, my leader, my operator. I will always do that. And I will always continue to be loyal to him. Either he asked me or he did not ask me, I know what is right to be done. I will continue to do that without his approval. So if anybody wants to read meaning to that, well, good luck.
So you're saying that the president is not in your support, does not support you. Is that what you're saying? Because Nigerians want to know straightforward, is the president supporting you or not? Are you denying that he's not supporting you?
The president has always been supporter of everybody all over Nigeria.
I'm talking about Honorable Obasa and your ambition of becoming or staying as Speaker of the House of Assembly in Lagos State.
Just listen to me. When Buhari was coming, the president was there. President Tinubu Bola Ahmed was there. When Fashola was coming, the president was there. When Ambody was coming, the president was there. When Chidi Sanwo-Olu was there, the president. When we are forming the party, the president was there. From AC, AG to AC, ACL, and now APC. So the president has always been a good provider. So he has been providing for all of us, protecting us beyond Lagos, Ogun, Osun. And so don't disturb yourself about asking me that His background, the president has always been a good father.
How do you, how the legitimacy of office? Just a moment before you go. How do you run the affairs of the House when the legitimacy is out of the window? A majority of them are saying that they do not want you. Where do you go from here?
With time we tell. Let them. I'm not against. You know, you cannot force a woman to be your wife. It's a matter of choice. You understand? So I'm not against, and I've said it. They are my brothers and my sisters, and whatever they want to do, nobody is against that. But we will remain one. After all, we only have one. What do they call it? Labor. A member of Labour Party in the House. So that for the rest of us, we are members of APC. So we can sit together and sort everything out.
So tell me, Honorable Obasa, today as it is, it does look like there are changes that have been made. Clark has been reinstated. The removed Clark has been reinstated. You start with 4 members as today.
How did the Clark reinstated? How did he?
Well, I'm seeing a document to that effect. Did you make any changes since you removed?
You know, there was a judgment. There was session made by the courts. So it's not that they are restating the Clark. It was a decision made by the courts now, because his removal was done illegally without following the due process. How can you say you are suspending a Clark when a Clark is a civil servant and there's a procedure to remove a civil servant? That is part of the thing we are talking about. If you want to do something, do it right. And now the man has been coming to the House. They did not allow him to tell you. That is a contempt of court in another case. But must we go to court to sort out things? I'm not against anybody. I'm not fighting anybody. And I don't. There's no intention of wish-hurting or payback or anything. We just want to be, we just want to work together. You can have spent 20-something years in this House of Assembly. Then you cannot just come and disgrace me, destroy my personality, destroy my reputation, and all that. It's not good. It's not enough. So if they want to do things, let them do it in a normal way. If we are claiming that something has happened, as you are corrupt and this and that, set up a panel. Let us prove it.
Honorable Obasa, quickly, are you able to meet with Governor Sanwo-Olu?
We met now. Yes.
When did you meet with him?
In Marina, we were together. We have other people there. We were together now. Yeah.
What did you tell him? Are you able to succumb and work with him and drop all your differences?
My brother, we have always been working together now. We don't have any differences. We have always been working together now. He's running his second term now. This is almost 6 years in office together. So we only have almost 2 years left. So what are you saying that if you can work together? We'll be working together. So
are you worried that any member of the Lagos State Executive wanted you out and they were behind your removal?
I'm not aware of that. I have nothing against them. We will be working together. So why should I worry my head about people interested in removing me or otherwise? It's not Obasa's chieftaincy title now.
Honorable Obasa, the implication of you coming back to your office today?
What implication?
The implication, there are chaos, there are possible chaos. Political chaos.
There won't be chaos.
How do you handle it?
There's no chaos. At least I'm in the office. I'm still in the office now. We have so many people here. We have other members here with us. So what is going to cause chaos? What will bring about the chaos?
How do you bring, if you insist, because it does look like you have the backing of the highest political powers in your party.
How many times do you want to ask the same question in different form? Why are you interested?
Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, the speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Obasa, is a product of godfatherism. And he's not. See, one thing is that he's not ashamed of saying it. Yeah. So he strongly believed that whatever is agreed behind the scene is what will come to pass. That's what I think there, okay? Mm. This guy is in court. Meranda and the rest of them, they believe that they are still in charge. But one thing I'm actually curious about is this. If you know how they do their politics in that Lagos, okay? when Obasa was removed, right? Do you want to bring that? Okay, hang on, I can do that. So when Obasa was removed, House of Assembly, Lagos State House of Assembly, they have 40 members.
Yeah.
So when Obasa was removed, 38 of them voted to remove him and put Meranda in. Meanwhile, Meranda happened to be his own deputy, by the way, deputy speaker.
Okay.
She is the one deputizing him. That's why I called it a coup anyway. But right now, Obasa now have 5 members on his side. So that's strange. But what you said behind the scene earlier was that maybe they figured out that he's stronger and he's fighting a just fight or something. That's why, because, I mean, it's like writing off your own political career. Because if the power that be, as they do their things in APC like a court, right?
Yeah.
If the powers that be are the ones behind the removal of Obasa, including Tifnumbu. So now these 5 guys who are now changing, that means they've changed their mind that they didn't remove him. Right? So it is now 6 versus 34.
Yeah.
Or 6 versus 34.
Yeah.
So
including the speaker.
What could have gone wrong in between that to actually make those people willing to want to throw their whatever out? Or you strongly believe that Tinubu is involved? Or
you know what? There is no way Tinubu is not involved in this. There is no way.
Yeah.
Because the political structure of Lagos is like a kingdom.
You get,
like a
I call it a court. It's like a court whereby everybody just have to follow
the line. Yeah. So I believe that those lawmakers that defected and followed Obasa, if Obasa eventually crashes out, their political career is dead.
Exactly.
So it's a big gamble for them, but they may also have some information behind the scenes that points to the fact that they have a stronger backing from Tinubu. It's possible.
That's the only one.
Speculations.
That is the only one that can make people feel like what he is doing, there must be something in it for them. So, I mean, who is going to be like of that high ranking in their group that Obasa will be aligning with, right?
Yeah.
And then calling the bluff of Tifnumbu, because I want to believe that Soweku and others are on the side of Tifnumbu.
Yeah.
I just want to believe that. But with the way he's acting, so it's looking more or less like he's the one on the side of Tifnumbu, or somebody else. So I can't find anybody who has more political clouds for Obasa to pull off what he pulled off today. Because what he did today, it's not just about him claiming to be speaker. It's actually like, I have arrived. So his office, he took over his office. He sat on the seat of the speaker. He presided over the house.
With just 4 members.
With just 5 members. So that is a move that you can't just say somebody claims to be speaker. You get what I mean now? So this is part of the confusion, but and if we I said something behind the scene earlier. I said their implosion is near.
Yes.
You understand now?
Yeah.
So you see, when you have so much power, or you think you have so much power that you are untouchable, then you are going to reach the zenith of that your power, which is to abuse it, impunity, and all of that stuff, which is what they are doing right now.
Yeah.
And as much as they are flexing this power, our power, we are in power kind of mentality, right?
Yeah.
The rot is also growing within. And this is something that happened to PDP as well. Do you get that now? So as it is right now, there's so much division within them, where those who are loyal to Tifnumbu are considered the owners of APC right now. Everybody else should queue behind them.
Take a step back.
And if you are not, then you are automatically like ostracized, like excommunicated.
Yeah.
So we have seen that of Lagos. We have seen that of El Rufaya. Did you follow that? El Rufaya has been like going crazy too. It's been like all out, gun blazing, and all of that. And they only responded to him and said they told him to stop being a crybaby. You get that now? So according to him, APC would have to be destroyed from within. And when that time is right, he himself and others, they're going to go and form a new political party to remove Tifnumbu.
You know what? I think we are approaching the end of, at least the beginning of the end of APC. because what they stand for is not sustainable. It's a system of oppression and subjugation of the majority in exchange for their own enrichment. That's all. Very simple definition. And it has gotten to the point now where the fact that it's unsustainable, it's beginning to crumble. The cracks on the inside, because when a bunch of thieves come together and form an association, there will be a lot of backstabbing. And that's what they are doing. They're beginning to backstab themselves within strange bedfellows, within Lagos, and on the national level. You know, with El Rufai, I have not really followed the story to
Oh, shit is going on right now. That's what they are preaching. Okay, in fact, thank God I mentioned El Rufai. You know, it was El Rufai, the Kaduna little finger, that brought the idea of Muslim tickets. I've said that repeatedly. He's bragged about it many times.
Yeah.
And in fact, he bragged about it somewhere where he said he's so happy now that Nigerians understand that if they don't want any Christians to be in power in Nigeria again, they will never be.
I remember that.
He said 2023 was purely religious.
And he said it was for 30 years. To the
yeah, that they can control, they can rule for the next 30 years. And nobody can change that. So he is happy that they've achieved that. This was 2023. It was like almost 2 years ago he said that. So because he was the proponent of Muslim tickets. Right now, he is also the champion of we regret Muslim ticket now. Baba, this madman, El Rufai said, Yorubas are morally upright people. That Yorubas, we in Yoruba land, we have Yoruba Omoluabi. He said Yoruba Omoluabi versus area boy. He's calling Tifnubu area boy right now.
Okay.
That, yes, some people may be angry to say Tifnubu that we gave the South the chance to give us a president. I'm just trying to quote his words now, right? They said we gave the South the chance to give us a president, but they gave us a Tifnubu. We didn't give you Tifnubu. All you guys schemed and formed and brought the Tifnubu to power. Facts. So if the sharing arrangement is no longer working between you, don't pity us. Don't feel sorry for people where Tifnubu comes from because we didn't give you Tifnubu to start with, right? So he's now talking about how the progressive principles of APC, Egbekegbe, is no longer being followed. El Rufai. So yesterday, now so one of the clerics from northern Nigeria who were the champions of these Muslim tickets, say one Muslim is good, two Muslim is better. So which means with Tifnubu and Shitima, Nigeria is going to be greater. Okay. Now they have come back with regrets. I saw one of them. I think he spoke English. Let me see. I have the clip. I'm coming out. Yeah, this one.
We have seen Nigerians vote for people of the same Islamic faith into the presidency without turning the country into an unceasing battlefield. But we have not seen justice and equity done to all communities, irrespective of their faith. Millions of Muslims are politically marginalized in many parts of the country. The Ummah looks up to all for guidance and assurances that their faith will not be sacrificed on the altar of political opportunism and greed. Today, many Muslims are being encouraged to think they have been betrayed to vote for this administration. It is our task to assure them that our intentions and goals were honest and products of deep faith and fear of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must demonstrate beyond all doubt that no understanding exists between us, and this is our indifference and insensitivity to avoidable hardship will be tolerated. We must live above board, elevating the intrinsic values of Islam to the point that it makes the difference between good and bad leaders, between an informed citizenry and a gullible population, between a clergy that serves and fears and serves only Allah, and one which serves leaders of the day. We must remain steadfast in our pursuit of justice for the Muslims and non-Muslims, because this is our basic responsibility and the basic for peace in our country. We have
Muslim tickets, and the proponents of Muslim tickets, they can now see that the Muslims are not going to be buying food cheaper in their own Islamic markets. Christians will be buying their own food cheaper in the Christendom market or something. So everybody is now aware. Even the person that proposed the Muslim ticket himself, El Rufaya, is now calling the beneficiary of the Muslim ticket area boy, Yorubasa. He was saying that, listen.
But there's a difference even in Yoruba land between an Omoluabi, okay, who is the ideal Yoruba person with morals and character, and an area boy, okay? So I want people to stop saying it's Southwest. Look, President Tinubu is appointing his own boys. Not because they are Yoruba, but because they are his own boys. And most of the appointments do not even reasonably cover the Southwest. Okay, so people should stop confusing the two. The appointments are not balanced. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Right.
But there's a difference even in Yoruba.
What a hypocrite. The same guy that went to the Chatham House in London to answer questions for Tinubu. Facts. Yes. But right now, is, people keep saying that, listen, it is true. If they gave him an appointment, for example, he will be quiet. Not quiet. He will be calling people like us, enemy of Nigeria now. Yeah. And say, you need to shut up your mouth, like, the way with the wicked we address people. Yeah. The same way Devuluma will address the people and tell you they are singing the praises of Tifnumbu and all of that. He would have to do that. Yeah. Because he will be working with the executive, as a minister. You have to, like we said, it's a system where you have to fall in queue in the political system. Otherwise, you'll be kicked off and you're jobless. And when they were kicked out, right? They become internally displaced politicians, the IDPs. You see, internally displaced politicians, they are more desperate than the internally displaced persons in the hands of Boko Haram. Because these are people who can't live outside the comfort, the freebies of the political office. They can't live outside it. They can't exist outside it. But when they are inside, you see, one thing about politicians is that before they gain power, they have all the solution. You know that we can do this, we can construct bridge here, we can, all those ideas. But when they now get into the power, they have all the excuses. Why they can't do it anymore? Why it is not that easy anymore? Why politics is a rocket science and all of that stuff. And that's why you see majority of them as well. They always feel like they are doing us a favor. Whether they are in the inside government or they are outside government, they feel like they are doing me and you favor. For example, when they are inside that government and they are doing all this madness, they want you to be grateful. And say, instead of you to be happy, I just constructed your road here. You're supposed to be grateful to me. You ungrateful people. I say, are you mad? You're using the public fund to do the public job. But you need the praise, you need an award, you need for doing your job. Then when they are not in when they are not in power, like in office, they always feel like they are on my side and your side.
Yep.
When they begin to speak for me and you, I say, people are suffering. Look at these people. I'm speaking for my people. So me and you will become their people
When they're not in power.
and all of that is just to get your feed the bottle back. Here you get.
Yep.
And that's why people like us says there are willing buyers and willing sellers, which makes it easier for the criminal politicians in Nigeria to always keep coming back or to recycle themselves and then come back again, because there are people that are willing to actually embrace them at every turn. Whereas if you have a system where you can actually keep grudges, because people don't hate these guys enough. Do you understand? Like, people don't even know how to react when they see them. There are people who are just, when they meet all these roads, they want to take selfies with them.
Yeah.
Right? Because Nigeria is a place where it seems, right, the more evil you can do, there is likelihood of more people that will actually really admire you. Do you get that now?
I agree.
Because I remember when El Rufaya was the governor of Kaduna. It seems like a long time ago, but it wasn't a long time ago.
It was always killing,
Together.
25 people dead,
If
30
you say
people dead.
if you say something about him, they will track you down.
Kaduna.
They will track you down. They will lock you up, and that's the person that is now trying to be. So people say
On our side.
On our side. You know.
Earlier today, a friend of mine on Facebook, so he's a strong Tinubu supporter. I wouldn't call him my friend. He was my, colleague back in university. And I seen him post Tinubu's picture with the caption, "The head of the area boys." So in my mind, I was confused. Like, is this man beginning to, be angry with Tinubu? But I didn't get a chance to research what was going on in their political trash, because that's what it is. There is nothing to be proud of about the Nigerian political system. It's a system that is made to enrich the people in power and to subjugate the rest of the people. And that's why in Nigeria, the most lucrative career path is politics. If you can find yourself in politics, then you stand a chance to become very, very wealthy, and no judiciary system is going to touch you. You're not going to any prison. Look, Obasa was just telling us that we've settled it in courts. Don't worry. Don't worry. We've settled it because the judiciary system is a joke. I mean, we're supposed to have 3 arms of government: legislative, judiciary, and the executive. But at the end of the day, the most powerful, for the most part, is the executive. It conquers the legislative and the judiciary. And they become the boy. They keep on following anything that the executive does, killing any chances of checking and balancing. So the system is a joke. You are on your own as a citizen. Yep. As a matter of fact, you can't even use that word for yourself. Citizen. You're not a citizen. How can you be a citizen if you provide everything for yourself? What is the exchange there? If you're a citizen of a country, the country should provide something for you. But in a country where you have to provide your own electricity, access to basic amenities in general, electricity, water, and everything else, then you have to provide security for yourself.
Yep.
Then you're your own country. You're absolutely your own government.
So what is the responsibility of your government then?
So why are you a government? Why are you a citizen of anywhere? You're stateless. And that's the Nigerian system. It's unfortunate.
It is. So I was checking out talking about citizenship and then rights and all that. Yeah. You know that in Anambra State, where Soludombe is their governor, a professor, supposedly. So he has been in his own solution to insecurity. He started going after the DPS. Yeah, together now, traditionalists. Yeah. There is no sort of mechanism put in place to say, if you have done this, done that, you have violated a law, you have violated, you know what I mean? Nothing. Yeah. So their own style is, let's get those who are very popular among them. So when we get the popular ones, we can just use them as the PR to others. So I've started seeing DPS in Anambra State protesting. So I think it was 2 days ago, I did a program and I shared a video of them and I was like, I didn't know that they have this many DPS in Anambra, because I am like, I probably have been wrong anyway. So I was like, but this was supposed to be like a Christian state. You know what I mean? I'm like, so you have more pastors, more, until I saw so many Catholic, Catholic Reverend Fathers I had. Until I saw this massive crowd of DPS protesting. And I was like, something now kind of hit me though on the side, and that was down southwest. Okay, you have these thousands of churches. Yeah, everybody's it's like almost everyone is a pastor. Yeah. Then in that same southwest as well, you get to see a lot of young people who are now parading themselves as afars. Not like it used to be, right? Yeah. So you see a lot of them saying they are afars. Then you see others who are like saying they are babalawos, they are like traditionalists and all that. So you get, yeah. So I wasn't expecting that massive number of, because they know that a lot of people are now looking for miracles. So ordinary basic things as well. You know, they want miracles, they want shortcuts and the rest. Yeah. So that opened the room or opened the door for, for fraudsters to take advantage of people and all that. So I'm like, if you now want to fight insecurity in your states, there must have been an established pattern or fact that the DBS are the ones behind insecurity. Yeah. But there was nothing. It was just a theory they developed and they are working with and picking people randomly, only to turn around and say they are charging them for defrauding people. Together, like, you are promising miracle. Yeah. So you get that. I'm promising you something, but if I don't give it to you, maybe it's your fault. Yeah. Maybe you don't have faith enough. But others are now saying, well, you should try and go to these churches as well. A lot is going on there too. So if a government wants to say this section of my populace, right, they are into social crime and we need to curb it. So you must have evidence down, right? Yeah. And this is somebody who is a professor. I have a video of them protesting recently as well. I think it was yesterday. Yes. Hang on. I have one from yesterday.
na na-eburu ite inwe ike iburu ite bute mmiri adọ idecha ọrụ na mmiri ịbata igbu olu mmiri ahụ anụ na ndị na-afa bata fụda bụ mmiri due to enemies in the village ha tụgharịba onye anwa and secondly na anyị gwalefa na ndị nọ n'ọfisi a na a ga-achọ whoever in that office na a ga-achọ ndị dibịa mara ife a na-eme ya bụ bata ofu ọgwụ ndobe ma na ife abụ ọgwụ ma na ife ewu ụkwụ agụ ma na ife ewu ogirisi ma na ife ewu ekwensu aṅazị ọ bụrụ ịpụta ọ bụrụ na ị gụrụ n'oyibo na anyị asịrị ọbụba chụọ onye ọbụla mana ndị dibịa ya dị mfe ọ bụ n'ihe a na-eme ọzọ dị ka ibie ọnwa PG nọkịta adakabatabeghị kụribe ife dị na ya o so n'ihe mere anyị leziri eji wee kpọọ onye eji ekuribie they started the action ozugbo then anyị suggest ọ bụrụ na ị nọ na be mmadụ na-eme dibịa n'obodo mmadụ maka a jụrụ mfasifa ọ bụrụ na m gbara n'ebe a gbuo ewu a na according to the culture then ịpụtazie ịchụpụ m na ebe na ị ga-achụpụ ndị a enweghị na ị ga-achụ ndị medical doctors nọsi n'obodo dị iche iche apụtara nwaanyị na-amụcha nwa achọghị akpa nwa ya na etu esi eme ya n'obodo ọbụla na o nwere ndị nwere aja ala mbatabeghị ime dibịa ịma na mbata kpọọ m si m na o nwere otu omenala na fa na-agba ndụ n'ihi eje gbara anyị ndụ ebe ahụ anyị ji agbara etu esi agba ndụ
See that? So as I was saying, Baba, that somebody who is a professor, former central bank governor, a professor, so he has a theory of how to stop insecurity in his own state, right? And then his theory was that the DBS, okay, that the DBS, that they are culpable in the insecurity situation in the states, right? So right now he's charging, it's not even like charging them, but he said they will charge them for defrauding the people. It's like saying, I can turn this thing into, into a phone. And then I failed to do that. So I've committed a crime.
It's probably mostly from money rituals. When people meet some of those deep traditionalists and say, hey, we'll bring the head of a chicken and you become a billionaire. And maybe they didn't become billionaires, then Soludo wants to use that as a fraudulent case. But
even at that as well, like that can't be. See, Anambra State has been saddled with, riddled with, all this kind of kidnappers, so to say. Like it's a pandemic there. At some point, it was really. So I was at a point, it was demolishing hotels. You saw that it was demolishing hotels, demolishing buildings, and so I was expecting somebody like him to be like, we are arresting you because we have all evidence that you are involved in this particular crime. Sure, you get now. Not pick them up based on a theory that the DPS, they use human beings together, like they kill people. So it's not as if to say, oh, we are arresting the African Wahala now because we found so and so on you. But we are arresting you because you are a DPS. So we believe that if we search you, we're going to find human bodies, human remains on you. Not because we have found any. So only for you to now turn around and say, okay, you know what? I'm actually going to charge you for false claim or something like that. So you get. That's what they are doing right now. So Soludo is now saying that if you are a DPR and you are in detention, that if you can disappear, that they will let you go. That's the fun part of it.
So is a real system should not be ran that way, because the written down law of the society should be followed, in which
until I commit a crime, I shouldn't be
falsely punished.
You know that now. I say, oh, because you are a black man, that's why we are doing this to you. I say, but I've not done anything wrong. I say, no, we are doing this to all the black people. So we are dealing with you because you are black. So your own sin is just because you are a DPR, not because you've committed any crime. So there are others who are like happy. There are people who are happy to say these DPRs are 419. They should deal with them. You know what I mean? I agree. If you have anybody who is doing all this voodoo stuff, deceiving you to take money from you, sure, you can take them up. But as a state government, right, you cannot say, I want to keep my people safe from the DPRs when you don't have any evidence that, the DPRs are, sure you get now. But Nigeria is a place where anything goes, sure you know.
Yeah, it's Soludo
become the victim.
It's unfortunate that a whole professor, someone that some people expected a lot more in, not me. He gets into that position and he continues that same impunity, that same lawlessness in which you go after people just because of their identity, not because you caught them committing a crime, but you go after them because this is who they are. Now, yes, some DBS might be into crime, but it's the responsibility of the government to conduct investigation and make sure that the right people are
that's my own position too. Like, except somebody has done something wrong, that I don't like this person, does not mean that if an injustice happened to them, they deserve it, because I don't like them anyway. So let them face it. Even though I don't like APC, but still, if I see injustice, right, I'll still say something about it. What you get at that?
What if you see injustice to an APC guy?
Well, I'm probably going to be. I've said that many times on Maiyegun General. I said they don't like me. They don't like me. I don't like them. So we don't pretend. It's just that once in a while you will see those who are APC on Maiyegun General political asking me to not be biased towards them. I say, I won't kill you. There's a part where I actually wanted Tifnumbu to take all of them. You see that 50 million you. At this point, I don't know. I don't think APC have up to 50 million youth that actually supports them. But even if not just 5 million, or they are, Tifnumbu needed to go and recruit them and put them in that into the army. So you get now, and give them agbado, cassava, ewa, and what have you. So you get, but naturally, right? I wouldn't care where you belong to if I see injustice against anyone, because I am personally against the unjust system.
Yeah.
Because an unjust system, okay, an unfair system is a system that sooner or later is going to hurt all of us. You get that now? So it doesn't matter who is the victim right now, okay? When you have an unjust system, it's going to get to you eventually. You know, and when it does, Baba, man, you may not even live to tell the story.
So I want to share a quick. I'm just paraphrasing this quote from some philosopher during the Second World War. You know, during the Second World War, a group of people were being targeted, and you know, a lot of people ignored it because it wasn't affecting them. But eventually, everybody felt it. You know, the war led to the death of like 50 million people,
yes,
which might have been maybe 10% of the world population. So, you know, if you see injustice, frown against it. Even if it's not affecting you directly, at some point, it's going to come and haunt you. So you might as well speak up against it if you can.
I mean, if people can. And that's why another thing as well is that people need to understand that we are not the enemy of Nigeria, okay? We are the concerned people who feel so concerned for those who are the direct victims of Nigeria. But you see, becoming a victim means there is somebody who is the aggressor. In this regard, these are the criminal politicians. These are the people who have the chance, all the opportunity in the world to make that place a better place. But they choose not to. Deliberately. It's all intentional. They are intentional about it. And that makes them the enemy of the people. These are people who don't wish you to actually be able to have a roof over your head, over your children's head. You know, they don't want to actually have any real career. All right. They want you desolate, like just become what's it they call those people where they live for out like that. You know, like homeless. So that somehow they can always be around to offer you crumbs. So that they can give you crumbs and say, be grateful that I'm giving you these crumbs. So these are the real enemies of that contraption. And what they have done, what they have built, right, is so unsustainable. Nigeria is not sustainable.
No.
Yes, we are used to this idea of if I'm okay, well, about me, I'll do okay with that too. You know, that's one thing about us. Yeah. We are very, very selfish people.
Yeah.
We are selfish people in the sense that once I am not directly affected, if I can take care of myself, take care of my family and the rest of that, right? What is my business in talking about what is others? Why? What is your business? Mind your business. Are you affected? Are you this or that? And we are so comfy with that until when the wind will blow, affect us, and then you see us screaming, what kind of a country is this? This kind of country, eh? What kind of way? We say, what's happen? Oga, what's happen? Say, but this Nigeria can never be better. Can you imagine? They say, what's happen, Oga? Something has happened to you. Now Nigeria cannot be better. Nigeria is a wrong place. Nigeria is a worse place. But when you are not a victim, you can also live a lie by telling people that I love Nigeria from abroad.
Yeah.
About some of the people within Nigeria, some of you within Nigeria, I promise you, right? Even though you may live in Nigeria because that's what you do mostly, right? So is that you would love, you too, you could love Nigeria from abroad. As you are watching me right here, I don't know where you're watching from, Enugu, or you're watching me from Lagos Island, or Lagos Lowland. I've been out from Akpete, Ibadan, wherever you are watching from right now, let me tell you something. You too, you go love Nigeria from abroad. You too, if you have a chance of being abroad, you go to love Nigeria from abroad. So when you see people who are like abroadian bastard, right? All these abroadian runukus,
sophisticated morons,
all those guys. So when you look at them, telling you from far away and telling you that Rome was not built in a day, Nigeria will still be better. Ironio, they don't believe in it. They themselves don't believe in it. So if anybody tells you that Rome was not built in a day, when did they build Rome? Did they steal the stone? Yeah. People were stealing cement. Were they stealing the workers' salary? Everyone was contributing. So the real enemy of the people, the real enemies of Nigeria, they are your criminal politicians. But you may not like me because I understand the fact that Nigerians love their oppressors differently. So, you know, like they will tell you that you don't know that man. It's because you don't know him or African Wahala. If you meet him, he's a very nice person. Oh, you get that now? So Nigerians will tell you that. And say, ah, man, honorable Akotileta. Ah, very amazing man. His Excellency, Governor Arungun Akotileta. They say, man, if you meet him, man, Maiyegun, he's a very nice person. Oh. When you meet these guys, if you meet them, I say, because you love your oppressors differently. The people that are stealing your own children's life, stealing their own future. Those who don't care if your children ended up uneducated, homeless, almajiri anywhere, they don't care. These are your real enemies. You don't love your enemies. Come on. Why? I mean, people will say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. How are you sure? How are you sure that the person you are calling your enemy and another person who is the enemy to your enemy, how are you sure that that enemy also probably is your friend? The only way you can be very sure of how to deal with people. Now, I say this all the time. You need to be very careful of people you are relating with. Because if I see anybody supporting APC, you don't need to show it to me. But if I see you as somebody who is very strong APC person, or you are a Tifnumbu's supporter, I kind of ordinarily consider that you are after my life. Facts. Do you understand now? I consider anybody supporting them as somebody who is after my life. They may not know. Because it is the APC that legitimize corruption, legitimize abduction, kidnapping. That normalizes all these things. Insecurity in Nigeria. Sure you get. So they have normalized it. Yeah. And because of what they have normalized, the society is now worse off. Yeah. That society is a danger to me. Yes. Anything can happen to me anytime if I find myself in that system. Yeah. So which simply means if I see anybody that is supporting them, I consider you as somebody who is after my life. And not only that, you shouldn't be my friend, you shouldn't come closer to me, I must avoid you.
And some people have that excuse of ignorantly following what they don't know at the beginning. But if you can see the proof, just look at the environment.
Like people have lost their jobs, people have lost their businesses, families have been broken apart because of this economic reality. You get people have been kidnapped, people have been paying ransoms, and these are real victims.
Don't they have one APC guy currently kidnapped?
Oh, it's not even APC, it's a very youth leader.
Oh, okay.
His name is Eniola Ojajuni or so. Right? He's the Afenifere youth leader. Yeah. He was supposed to be the president of the youth of Afenifere in Yoruba land.
Is Afenifere not affiliated to APC?
They are. Afenifere of Fashoroti that they killed his own daughter. Yeah. Right? Is associated with this Tifnumbu. So, I mean, you may not see it that way. You know, normally people will say politics shouldn't divide you. No. This is not about politics dividing anybody. No. It's about supporting something that is a danger to all of us, including to themselves. So, yes, they are also victims. So now, to now boldly, proudly say that to my face and say, yes, our supporter, I will do my best to avoid you. You understand? I will. Because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
because they may not understand that they are after your life. Okay? You see, APC, they've destroyed the economy. They have destroyed it so much, right, that they are even praising themselves that it would have been worse than that, if not for them. So you get now. And people who have lost, they have lost their jobs. They have lost their businesses. They have lost their income. Then you can't add hyperinflation on top of them. So some of us who live abroad can testify to the increase in what we have to spend to maintain our family members there.
Yeah, everywhere.
So you get now.
But
that you have to even spend more now to maintain your loved ones in Nigeria place because of this APC. So if anybody now comes and says, is it because of party? Let's kill you.
It's affecting us directly. Not even indirectly. It's affecting us directly.
Directly, yes.
Because we have family back home we know how many phone calls that we receive every day, people asking us for money, for help, for the things that naturally your country should provide for you. Why should anybody be proud of a country that can't even provide you with life? So we are directly affected, and that's why a lot of us are upset, angry to the highest level.
So don't see people who are here like that. You want to cause trouble. There are others who are like the voluntary slaves themselves, all right? Yeah. That will tell you that you should come down and help them fight. Say no. You have people there. These are people who are like a direct victims as well, right? You have people there. So you should, if you feel much affected, rather than run around for people to bail you out, you should team up with those who are on the ground and face them. You don't need people to come back from abroad to come and join you in in slugging it out with these guys. But it is what it is anyway. So thank you. I've not been reading some of our comments though, but it seems like people have no problem with the audio. So far, so good. So African Wahala, you have anything you want to add?
Yes, let me just add this quickly. Please, my people, try and get into that culture of clicking the like button. Right? Just click on the like button. I encourage you to raise up the likes, because that would help to push the channel to more viewers, because it's telling YouTube that people are enjoying the content. And I'm sure you are, because this content is about our political situation. And it's the most important aspect of our lives. Our political situation determines our religious abilities, because I know a lot of people are very religious, but the politics determines the religion. It also determines our ability to feed, to make a living, to be able to take care of ourselves and our families. Right. So Maiyegun's Diary Political is a place that we garner lots of people watching us on a day-to-day basis. And one simple way that you can contribute is to click that like button, and it pushes it to more viewers, and we can keep on growing. So that's the message that I have.
Thank you. You see, I actually share part of the story with you why I started Maiyegun's Diary Political. See, a lot of us, we sort of try to kind of like keep our heads above water, all right? And the moment you're able to get that sorted, then you want to maintain it so that it lasts longer enough that what you have been through, you don't want people you love to go through them, just hurt yourself. But then I realized that a lot of us kind of live like that, but we are wrong, all right? So the reason why we are wrong is because the society that these guys are trying to make for us, to create for us, that we will live in, our children will live in this society as well. Yeah. It's a society of crudity. It is a society of self-centeredness, greed, kind of. Yeah. Where if everybody continues to live like that, it's just going to become a case of a dog eats dog. Now, what do I mean by that? It's already getting there. You and I are the easy targets. The criminal politicians who are looting and stealing the present and the future of people, right? They are well prepared. They ensure that for as long as they have that kind of money, they can be protected from the rest of what should have been the consequences. They will use us to protect them from us. You get? So then you and I, who have decided to go and hustle on our own, make even do all the legitimate things to get to wherever we choose to be, then we are the easy target for those abandoned children. Yeah. Let's say you go back to Nigeria right now and you decide to buy yourself a very nice car, okay, and your family, and you are now driving in that traffic where you see children miling around your car, beating your car, asking for something, right? So those children who are looking at you and your family in that fancy car, don't you think they are also thinking that in the society they are raised, right? Some of this, they will be like, you must be among those people, privileged few, who are looting their money. Yeah. They don't know that you are just a private person who kind of like worked hard for yourself to go to where you want to be in life, right? They don't care. They don't have to ask. Because you don't have police, you don't have DSS, you don't have anything So because of that, these children see you as a soft target, easy target. Should we rob him here or should we follow him home? So all that money you are working hard to get today, all those titles, all those, whatever it is you are working, if you continue to ignore the consequences of those criminals in that contraption, what they are doing, their actions and inaction, if you continue to ignore that, one day you open your eyes, you see these, supposedly disadvantaged children. They will surround you and your family, and your life will be at stake. They say, give us everything you have now, we'll kill you. And there you are, you're like, what? How did I end up like this? So Maiyegun's diary political is to keep reminding us that if you think you are above it, they have, we don't cross the bridge. We are no longer affected. My family, they here, my children. Now people are realizing, the consequences of bad leadership as well, When people build their own mansions, fine buildings in Nigeria. You live in the UK, you live in this western part of the world, right? And you've achieved some successes, right, for yourself. And you build a very fancy house in Nigeria, very fancy. You know how we build houses there now? Lovely, all this setup and all that. Some people even put in very amazing automobiles, like fancy cars there. But now, they plan that they will be going to Nigeria and spending 6 months, 5 months in a year. Now, some of them have not left, they have not visited Nigeria in the last 4 years, 5 years. When you ask them why, they will say, man, the last time I visited that country, man, I don't feel like going back. I say, what happened to your properties there? What happened to your, I said, oh, Baba, my property did there, Jerry. That is how Nigeria is affecting us. So I said, some people, I've met people who wanted to return back to Nigeria. They've been in this country for 30 years, 40 years. They are okay. They are well-to-do, retired, but they can't go back to Nigeria. I say, why? Because they are not lying to themselves. They know that for them to succeed there, to survive there, compared to where they are coming from, sure you get now, it is going to take an extra layer of sort of a survival skill. It's not like before, back in the days. See, back in the days, right? People will live here for 10 years, 20 years. They will return back to Nigeria. Immediately. Because they will tell you that they've made some money. They will return back to Nigeria. This one that these criminal politicians are traveling all over the world looking for investors. Nigerians who have money, if they decide to start remitting back their money to that place, Nigerians will remit over $30 billion into that economy every year. Billion. But there is no investor all over the world that brought 30 billion to Nigeria a year. Not a single. They make $1 billion a year in Nigeria, except for loans. They're giving them loans. But you see that money with me and you, they remit back into that system. That's why Nigeria has not turned to Venezuela. But an idiot on Facebook will say, oh, give me money now. The idiot doesn't know that some of us who are subsidizing our people in that Nigeria, that's why some of them are able to pay school fees, medical bills, food, rent, name it. And because that money comes in regularly, the worse the place gets, the more money we send in and all of that. That money is why that person that is selling provision will have something sold. So that from that money, she can pay the school fees of her own daughter or children. You get? That is the money we put in that economy. I don't have to give anybody money on social media directly. But if I am sending over £1,000 into that system every year, and you have more than 30 million Nigerians all over the world, from the southern part of Nigeria precisely. So that money that we are remitting alone is far more than the money it's more than their budget. It's also more than any money any government in Nigeria can generate in a year by investors. But they don't care about those who are like Nigerians outside the place. You get that now? So despite all of that, Unago still have to actually exist in a system that cares about nobody.
Nothing. You have to provide everything for yourself. Everything. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
So we'll keep using the medium we have to enlighten the people, so that at least it's the least we can do. So people they won't continue to claim ignorance of, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. So people will not keep saying I wasn't aware. So people are now aware. You know what is going on. Now you have informed. You have the informed platform where you get to know. Now it's up to you how you want to treat it, how you want to like, whether you want to treat it with levity, like, no, there is nothing like that until you become a victim. Then you remember Maiyegun. I remember that Maiyegun, you know? So, anyway, African Wahala, thank you so much for stopping by, okay?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to have the meet and greet at the Tortoise Lounge. The place is called the Rainy Sun. That's what it's called, the Rainy Sun Circle. Okay. So I shared it yesterday, and I hope that what's the postcode again? You know. So anyway, I shall share that for everybody who cares to want to be around. So we are going to have that from 5 p.m. tomorrow. So 5 p.m. till Mama call, and then we can say goodbye to America until we see again. You know.
So far, so good. We're having a great time. So far, so good.
Somebody's asking, who is this person? This African Wahala. That's African Wahala. You're going to see other faces there tomorrow anyway, right? So African Wahala came all the way from
Alberta.
From Alberta in Canada.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Alaba Ferreira. Yes, sir. You can call in. There's no number to call. All right? Well, I think I replied your message, sir. So it's got this diaspora radio platform in Chicago. They're starting a radio platform to keep exposing again, similar to Maiyegun's style on his own, his own parts. So, Baba Ferreira, I can talk to you via email. Don't worry. Rook. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, we shall see again. Until then, Ade Williams, you know the guy.
Yes, sir. I see you, my brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening as well.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary, diary politico. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Presided bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun èèyà.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ́ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.